In today's video, we're going to talk about how to actually make money with ProForms. A lot of traders don't understand that ProForms should not be traded the same way you would trade a live account. Why? They have a lot of different rules that limit you. But what they fail to understand is that those same rules that are limiting you are actually there to be abused, to start getting a bunch of payouts. What a lot of traders do is they buy an account, they start doing well and getting close to funded. Then they feel the pressure on a red day and lose the whole account on one red day after a week of work. Let me show you guys how I was able to get a bunch of payouts and some of the stats on one of my accounts this past month, and what is the method that I use when it comes down specifically to trading ProForms. Now, of course, I trade both a live account, but I also trade some ProForms when I just make some extra money, when I feel like trading something different, also to understand how my students should be trading them. This is how I'm able to find some of the secrets, some of those methods that are putting me among the top ProForm traders without even actually being a ProForm trader at all. So we'll dive straight into it. Now, if you want your email box to start looking like this, where you're seeing a bunch of wise accounts, this is just going to be all by alpha, because I looked up alpha in there, you're going to want to really listen and take notes in this video. I'm not only going to talk about the mindset, but I'm also going to be talking about some of the trades that I've taken, some of the strategies that I use to get the results that I'm talking about. Here we have one of my 100K zero accounts. I really like the zero accounts, especially if you're a new trader, because they are going to help you pass in a day. You can just create straight to the fund. What do you notice about this account? What do I try to do? Look at the P&L on the first day, look at the P&L in the second day, and then look at every other day essentially, right? 600 and then again 1100. So what I'm doing is understanding the rules are I can get a payout every 5 days. So what I want to do is I want to size in or size a fairly good amount, not that I'm full porting, but I size heavy on 1 to 2 days where I can make a lot of money, where the price action is really good, right? So in this case, it happened pretty quickly. The first 2 days that I'd seen, the price action was good. I make a decent buffer. This will be about a $4,000 buffer in 2 days, which means in the next 3 days, I can simply coast, go for those $200 days and then be good, right? And then just be completely fine and get the payout. And I'm still well over the buffer. And then what I do again, now that I've done that and I've gotten the payout, what do I go back to doing? One of the days, again, get that big day out of the way, and then again, coast all the way for a payout and get out a payout. These 3 days I did not trade because I was traveling. But if you look at the stats, I don't know why the daily gain was 0, because I think I took a screenshot. I wasn't trading that day, but absolute gain is almost 8.5% in a month, which is quite outstanding if you ask me. Keep in mind, you're multiplying these times 5 max accounts. I'm gonna move myself just for a second up here. Now, if you look at RR, right, a lot of you guys are gonna be like, oh my God, Antonio, RR is 0.77. Your understanding is I'm only really going for big days, 3 out of the rest of the days. The other days, I'm just looking for a $200 day. And a lot of people are going to be like, oh, my RR needs to be 1.5 or better. Guys, that's only if you're trading a live account. If you're trading a ProForm account, you need to play the game. The game is get the buffer, get the payout. The game is now, if your RR is 2.0 and you have 8% win rate, you get more money. No, as soon as you can get the payout, you are there to make money from the ProForm. The account gets clapped after that, nobody cares. If you can get one max payout, let's call it $3,000 on a $50 to $80 investment, what's the ROI on that? It's insane. You can buy another 100 accounts. Not really, but you know what I mean? Like 25 plus accounts. So your goal is to make that buffer as soon as you can, as long as the days doesn't look completely horrible, you can find a setup, make that money, and then move on, right? Profit factor, again, 4.46, why I had a really high win rate. So what I'm looking for, now this was a really exceptional month. I would say just overall, my options trading was fantastic. My profit tradings was fantastic. June in general was a really, really good month that I had. But this is the mindset shift that you need to have. You need to stop worrying so much about the statistics. I'm sharing the statistics, but this really doesn't matter. You need to understand, hey, I need to make a $5,000 buffer. How can I make that somewhat quickly while still somewhat being responsible for my consistency rule if your ProForm account has consistency rule, and then make as much money as possible. And also understand that ProForms, the best ProForm to go with is whoever has the best deal. And in my opinion, the best deal currently are the FundedNext Futures Flex accounts. Guys, with no buffer needed, you can literally get a payout as soon as you can. A reward share of 80% and up to 90%. You're currently doing a sale that you get 95%, which is completely insane. Their 50K accounts are sitting at $80 if you use code BGC for a 40% off on your first account. There is no activation fee. You guys probably can see because I'm a little bit up here. And you have a very fair max loss limit of $1,500. You can trade up to 3 minis on a 50K, 50% consistency, which is completely fine in the challenge rule right here. But if you go on the futures flex, right, it's right there, 40%. You can trade and use, which is amazing, and you have no daily loss limit. Guys, no daily loss limit is really a big plus. The alpha accounts, for example, have a daily loss limit, which I really don't like. But with FundedNext, their futures accounts never have a daily loss limit. 40% off, $80. You can get up to $2,500 in payouts with 95% profit splits. It's completely insane, and I highly recommend them. Take advantage while they have this up here. You can see a 95% reward share for free if you just use code BGC at checkout. Let's get back into the video. Let's talk about some of the strategies that I personally use when trading. For example, we'll use today's trades for an example. Let's look at today's price action to really understand how I like to trade and how do I find these trades that are giving me not only a good win rate, but also helping me make a lot of these buffers. So going into today's price action, we see we had a bearish overall pre-market. But then right around 4 a.m., which is London session, we start perking back up. We start pumping back up. But overall, if you can see, we are in a downtrend, right? We can all kind of look at this and we're like, okay, this is a downtrend, and this kind of looks like maybe now a new trend is forming, right? So going to the open, what I always like to do is, since now potentially a bullish trend is forming, I'm going to take the low day to the current high, which will be this pre-market high, and see where the GP is. In this case, price bounced off the GP and looks like it might be heading for a new higher day. But what is there to know that we have equal lows right here at the low day? So we know that the low day and Asian lows are going to be a draw on liquidity where price wants to head to because there's liquidity sitting under. In this case, we also have equal lows, so it gives me a 2x pretty much multiplier on my draw, which I mean, price might really want to go down here. So I'm keeping that in the back of my mind. But in the current price action, I see we bounce perfectly on GP with this kind of like opening manipulation. It looks like we're perking back up. If I jump now to the 5-minute, I'm taking a look. I'm like, hey, there's this 5-minute bearish gap, right? It's 5-minute bearish gap, and I know if more than likely if we break over this 5-minute bearish gap, there's a really strong chance we potentially go to the higher day. If not to the higher day, maybe we can take this bearish GP that's on the way down, or at least some different profit targets. So we end up closing, and I long. So let's imagine here I'm long. So I traded live with the team in the Discord today, and right around here we took a TP. So from 1, I ended up selling 1. I go to break even and I move up my stop loss. I'm up to a stop loss. We traded to around 30,200, and we're waiting for this higher day to get booked. The higher day ends up getting edged very slightly, and then we get stopped out. Again, we were still in profit. We're all about protecting our downside. Now I draw another fib right here, and I can see, hey, we have another GP that's sitting there. All the 1-minute candles, not that one, have been respecting this golden pocket, right? We got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touches, 4th touch right here. So as price action went forward, I understand there's 2 things in play. We failed to make a higher day. If this price was really, ask yourself, if this price was really bullish, do you think this would have not been booked? Do you think that this would have not, this is all starting to fail now? More than likely, no, right? But keep in mind, we have this bearish equal lows sitting here, and we're in an overall bearish trend. So we see this bearish, this bullish GP not get respected. We ended up closing under. Now, me personally, I did not take this first trade. What I did take was this secondary trade right here, with a strong move under this GP that I was really interested in, because he held up the price during the opening session and right at 9:30 open. So I ended up shorting on the retest right here, targeting the low day. So I like the easiest trades, guys. I like the trades that are obvious, right? Because if you're like, hey, if price was held up at this point whole day, and there's these really nice equal lows there, isn't it obvious that we're gonna go there, right? Like, isn't that like, yeah, like I don't say guaranteed, but like pretty much guaranteed. So here was a retest, right? We've even back tested this low and this GP, so we're gonna go in short 2, right? Like, isn't this so obvious? So I like the trades that are obvious. That's like, oh my god, like if you don't think, like everybody in the world is agreeing to this trade. Where if you position all the trades, trade different strategies, they can all agree the price is gonna come take out this low. And the sooner you get your trading to be as simple as possible and only trades that are like anybody saw this one coming, this trade is not impressive, those are the best trades to take. Those are the trades with the least amount of resistance. Those are the trades that all different traders in the world are agreeing to take. You master those trades, you master getting payouts, you master growing your live account, you master your psychology. Bring down your trades and don't fall in love like, oh my god, this rejection block and this 20-hour trade because I saw this guy post it. I promise you, those guys are not catching those trades consistently. I can promise you on that. I know most of those people. Fall in love with liking the trades that any fool on the internet that has ever looked at the charts can take. Because they're going to be the easiest trades, they're going to give you the least stress, and they're going to get you the most payouts. Hope this video helped. If you want to share live with me every single day and learn from me directly, feel free to join the Discord link below, where traders just like you are turning profitable, making hundreds of thousands of dollars from ProForms and live accounts, trading alongside with me every single day. Now, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.